have a confession. I'm really impatient. I absolutely hate listing things online, and I just think it takes too much time when I could be out sourcing, which is what I truly love to do. But if you don't list it, it's not going to sell. So if you are a reseller, you understand me. It can be hard to get things listed, but if they're just sitting in your inventory, not online, they're not going to sell. So over the years, I've found ways to list faster, and today I'm going to share some of my favorite tips for listing faster, and also how I was able to list 16 items in about an hour. If you want to learn to list faster on eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari, keep watching and I'll give you some of my best tips. Hi, my name is Eileen. Welcome to my channel Hustle and Slow, where I talk all about side hustles and building multiple streams of income from home. I've been starting my own businesses since high school, and now I'm at the point where we have about 6 streams of income coming in, and I'm able to support my family full-time while we travel full-time in our RV. That's why we're in an RV right now, as you can tell. Someone always asks, so I like to mention it. And I'll link to the video below where I talk about all of our different streams of income. But today I'm going to talk about reselling and how to list quickly. So because we recently moved into our RV, I stopped reselling for probably about 5 months now. And I want to get back into it, but I'm not going to be doing it at the scale I was before. I had over 800 items in inventory before, and now living in our tiny RV, there's no way I can have that much inventory, but I love reselling, so I brought 1 bag of stuff with me to start reselling when I was ready. And this last week I decided that I was ready, and I decided to start listing some items. Now, because I am starting completely from scratch, from 0 sales all over again, I wanted to kind of document different parts of it, and this time I wanted to time myself as I was listing to see how quickly I was able to list items. This is something I like to do regularly because it helps me figure out if I'm actually making money or if I'm just spending so much time sourcing and listing that I'm not making much of a profit when it comes down to it. So I had 16 items to list. I actually decided to start with kids' clothes and baby clothes because they are pretty fast to list. And they're small, so it was easy for me to work with, and it was easy for me to kind of get that momentum going with something that was easy to list. So the way I time how quickly I take photos is, you could use a timer, but what I do is I just start taking pictures, and then I look on my phone at the time that I took the first picture and that I took the last picture. So I took pictures of 16 items in 9 minutes. And then I went into my favorite listing tool, VENDOO, which I used to use just to cross-post items from eBay to Poshmark or Mercari, and I decided to try listing directly in VENDOO instead to see how it went. This video is actually sponsored by VENDOO. I've been using VENDOO for so long, and I recommend it to everyone, so I'm excited to say that this video is sponsored by them. They are a great company, and they literally make my reselling business so much easier. Now, my internet is super slow at this campground. I'm just using their free Wi-Fi right now because the cell signal isn't great. So it was actually taking the pictures quite a bit of time to load, but because of the way VENDOO is set up, I was able to enter in all the information on VENDOO and then also do the little tweaks in eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari in those listings while the pictures were still uploading. So it saved me a lot of time because I wasn't having to just sit there and wait for the pictures to upload without being able to do other stuff. So I was able to kind of do everything I needed to do while those pictures were taking forever to upload. So by the end of listing all 16 items, I had spent about 53 minutes. So it was 9 minutes to take the pictures and 53 minutes to list. So I spent about an hour and 2 minutes to list all the items from start to finish. That means in about an hour every day, if I listed every single day, I could list over 100 items a week. I don't have 100 items a week to list because I don't have room to store that much stuff, but I've never been able to list this quickly, so I'm really excited to see if this continues as I list more items. Of course, if you're new to reselling, keep in mind that I have been reselling off and on for the last 15 years, so listing this quickly has really come over those last 15 years. So if you're not this fast right now, then don't worry. It's something that you're going to have to learn over time, and you'll learn as you figure out what works for you. But here are my best tips for listing quickly. My first tip isn't really listing related, it's about the kind of inventory that you're buying. So if you buy items that are easier to list, you're going to be able to list a lot faster. For example, I can take pictures of shoes and kids' clothes really quickly because there aren't really any measurements to take, and all I really need to do is take a bunch of pictures and then fill out the listing. There's no measurements. There usually aren't a lot of hidden flaws. You don't have to take pictures of tons of tags or anything like that with shoes or kids' clothes. The same goes for anything with a UPC label. If you can easily look up a UPC number in eBay, you can easily find similar items and just use the sell similar feature and copy that item's information and then just go through it and make sure that everything is correct for your item as well. So these are things that save time. So when you are sourcing for items, consider what kind of items you're sourcing and how long they're going to take to list. There might be things that are a little bit more difficult to list that you might be able to get more money for, or things that are a lot faster to list that you might not be able to get as much, but if you're saving a lot of time, you might be making more per hour if you think about it. So just consider what you're listing and how long the items that you're listing are going to take you. One of my biggest tips is to prep items before taking photos. This is not something that I used to do, and it would take me forever to take pictures, but now I go through all of my items before I take the pictures and I get them all laid out and ready to quickly take photos of. With clothes, I will stack them. I will stack them flat, all on top of each other, so I can just quickly grab one, throw it down, take pictures, and move on to the next one. This is a great time to find flaws or steam items that have wrinkles or anything like that, so you don't have to stop in the middle of taking pictures to do that. Another tip is to just batch your work in general. Batch your prepping, batch your photos, batch your listing, and just do like tasks all together. This will make you work a lot more efficiently and will save you a lot of time. Of course, like I showed earlier in this video, use VENDOO for cross-posting. I like to have my items cross-posted on 3 platforms because it just increases the chance of that item selling. But it does take a lot of time to cross-post items manually, so I use VENDOO to cross-post. My last tip is to time yourself and regularly check in and kind of compete with yourself. Time yourself in one process and then see if you can tweak something a little bit and time yourself again, and see if you can just over time create a process that's a lot more efficient so that you can list faster and list more items. Like I said, learning to list quickly is something that you're going to learn in time, and it's going to be based on how you work personally. Hopefully this video gave you some ideas on how to list faster. Remember, if you're not that quick right now, don't worry about it. Just do your best and try to do quality work, and then you can work on being faster when you're listing. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that you like this video and it will help show it to other people. And of course, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me about starting a side hustle and building multiple streams of income from home. And if you want to check out VENDOO, this video's sponsor, you can check out the link below and you'll get 25% off your first month. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.